So you want a match with him is doubts your strength. But what Baki managed to pull off the other day, just walking out... I don't really know how to say this to you, but, Guevara do it. When either of you go outside the prison, it's because of the strength of... That the kid's strength is more pure than mine? Oh, no. This is why I didn't want to say anything in the first place. If you were to attempt something like that, then I'm... President is quite a fan of martial arts. So do me a little favor, Warden, and send Arizona State Prison and broadcast to the entire world. Oh, I see. All of history. Oh, I like the sound of that. We can sell the rights to cable economic impact than just having a bunch of inmates laying down roads.
Of who?
The beauty that you put in to look the way that you do today. Your health dwindled. Still just as passionate. Just as uninhibited as you ever were. I bet you'd probably...
Hey, come here.
You'd remember...
Are you gonna make a lady repeat herself yet again?
I'll do it. I'll give you what you want. Within 2 weeks' time.
Chained?
Oh, I see. So you think that I'm chained up?
I mean this, you big bitch. Look, like it or not, face it, you're not a true fighter. Tell me why. We would...
Your thumbs are cuffed together behind your back. Do you actually plan on fighting me in that...
You're so chained up, it's pathetic.
That isn't what I'm talking about.
You understand now, Mr. Chained? This really ain't the time for you to be worried.
No, boy! You're the son of the ogre. I mean, look at you. You're just so incredibly earnest about... Hope you'll forgive me.
Not be able to keep fighting like this. Not done yet.
That's why when you injure your hand, you hold something in your armpit, so that it'll stop the bleeding. Simply flows out through the outer veins. Without blood, the hands and fingers...
About...
Yes, this is much better. It's perfect. Nothing in... Especially in these restrictive conditions. It's remarkable that you could get so much...
Rich Cox, 33 years...
And then... he was pulled through it into the other side. And then, Mr. Unchained said...
Go on, Cox. Get out of the way.
But did he throw him to the ground? No, that isn't what he did at all. Just flinging him. How many times? After that, he just let him go. Because to the boss, he was nothing more than a towel. He went into the next cell. And the next cell. And the next cell.
Old. 8-year sentence.
I know that his nickname is Unchained. It's undeniable that he isn't held down by that stuff. But that's just what Unchained really means. That there's no room that can hold him. Sorry to make that 4 walls. Then broke down a steel door.
27 years old. American. Prison guard.
Alright, and then... as he was getting up, Baki struck out with easily Mr. Oliver grabbed him. So fast, even with Torchbearer. And then he calmly directed us. To get... I never heard a sound like that. And later, it was nearly a foot deep. Baki was able to move under his own power.
Feels good. Full power of America's strong... It's the same thing that I felt. It's essentially an echo. of the unfathomable difference in fighting capability. What? Yep. Smooth, just like water.
Yep, that's right. Baki. The first thing I noticed that made me realize something major had changed. It's something that only exists in Japanese martial arts. It's called hit. They're watching him. Baki seemed to look like him. The most skilled said that Musashi Miyamoto's physical ability surpassed even that of a modern gold. What's going to happen now?
You're awfully late, Baki. It's about time.
I knew what was next. I saw it once in a Japanese movie. Mr. Oliver was fully aware of the change that had come over the young man in front of him.
Now here I come!
Moment. I didn't blink. Mr. Oliver was just about to move. It was such a high-level battle that Westerners like us couldn't really follow there. He lands a hit. All the footage from here on, just 1 second after the start of the fight.
Why would you say that? Explain why you didn't fight back.
Because by that point,
They're ready to fight. It's obvious he was completely good to go.
well, yeah,
I'd expect nothing less from a Hun. I always knew you'd bring consciousness down to size. In that book, one of the most moves, especially in reaction to an external event, a signal is sent to the brain. 0.5 second comes only half a second later. It's at that point that the brain says, danger, signal that was sent. And in that time, anything could happen. We're talking the stresses of your daily life that kept pushing you. And of course, the Hanma blood cord. It's something that's basically impossible to use in modern sports. It really only exists.
What the... What is that?
what is he doing? Transformed himself into a perfect sphere. It was like that one animal. Amazing this technique is. I mean, if you can even call it a technique. Technique, which is the opposite of angular. It certainly surprised Baki. A jumping roundhouse kick. Just what you'd expect him to use. It was completely unexpected, so you could tell he was confused. But I actually had... He flexed a muscle, and it seemed to move across sequence. It made it look like one muscle was traveling around his body. It was an example, and he used that ability to make Baki bounce off him. He deflected...
Thought it felt familiar. I've seen this technique before. It was against Kurohei. So is the way to defeat it.
Try it then. Go ahead and give it a shot.
Then? Don't see any reason why it won't work again.
We brought in a bowling ball as a joke. He took it. In other words, there are multiple cushions where shock absorbers can be made more rigid. Then a human can become an easy. However, when your opponent is a moving target... Oh, that sound. It was just from one man. This already unbelievable battle took an even more unbelievable turn. And what the hell is going on inside there? It was already... I just caught this dragonfly that was using all its energy to flutter around. It was unrecognizable, all weak and battered, even though I'd carried it so to be enclosed. In Baki's case, he was enclosed under the
way I want. If this were a fight in the ring, with a sanctioning body and merciful as the ring, there's no referee to stop it when it gets too dangerous. Or really any rule say, oh, please forgive me. Or maybe even, I'm so sorry.
We'll have to die. Or even worse, admit defeat. There's simply no other. Deepest desire is for me to willingly admit defeat. It definitely appeared.
Not again! The spear's getting
Opponent? At this point, what more can the two of us do?
I don't need tricks to beat you.
What we're doing is nothing but a waste. Let's trade punches.
I didn't Oliver couldn't do anything but laugh. After all, fight him like that! It was Iron Michael, the former professional heavyweight. Typically, in these situations, we could shoot a prisoner without warning. But listen, for a middleweight like you, trying to trade punches with Oliver is practically suicide! That was it. There was to exchange what would probably be the strongest punches in the history of the world!
The end.
That exchange of blows like? Well, I'm sorry to say, but at the exact same time, the outer fence was lined with vultures.
Defeated. With technique. 200 pounds on me. It's gotta be strength. Keep pushing him back. Just keep pushing through.
Who knew that these kinds of men even existed? Who knew that this enough to bring you to your knees?
This mere boy, lighter than me. He's pushing me back. He's pushing America back.
I can barely lift my head. But...
Call the infirmary, quickly! Yes, sir.
Then let's go. Me back?
Huh?
No. You guys go tell the warden. I have an announcement to make to all the inmates. Well, that rumor's true. I just lost a fight against baki-son. But the thing about that is... there's no problem. Warden, you can handle the paperwork later. It's just...
like, surprisingly fast. I didn't even have time to grab my socks. Well, more like a demand. A helicopter escort to the airport demand.
Developing faster than expected, doesn't it? I'd say it's just as magnificent an encounter. The fact that he defeated the strongest man in America, or perhaps the whole world. You know, Ogre, out of everyone in this whole world, your biggest threat subject. To defeat you. What do you think, Ogre? Would Baki be able to defeat the... Well, what about this one?
That'd be more difficult. Not some kids in a toy store. Maybe you need me to shut you up.
It's just that the two of you are about to have the biggest father and son fight in the world.
Greatest opponent of my entire life, huh? If so, he'd be fulfilling his... You son of a...
Then 700 meters beneath it, in a rock salt bed. Able to believe what they saw in front of their eyes. This